let's see an example how to print out all the even numbers from a list. Here's the actual code where we want to get, but let's write it from 0. So I have copied the list here, and let's see and discuss how it's done. If you have the same problem, let's say you have a list of numbers, maybe on a paper, and the goal is that you, for example, say out loud or write all the even numbers to a different paper, then what you have to do, you actually have to check all the numbers by yourself. So you basically take the numbers, so I just write them here. So what I would do, I would just check whether one is an even number, not no, then this one is, no, I write it somewhere else. Basically what I do, this is a loop. I loop over the elements in the list. And that's the same thing we want to do in our program. So we write a for loop for number in numbers. So with this loop, we will take every element from this list and put it into a number variable. I will make a short number here. So number is 1 for the first time of this loop execution. And now I can check whether this is an even number or not. So we use module operator here. So I will take the number and see what is the remainder if we divide it by 2. If it's 0, then this is an even number, and I can print it out. And to print it out, I can use the variable number. And if it's not an even number, then I just ignore. I could also have this else part here, print. Probably there was some even number. And now I can print the odd number. So based on the result of this condition, I can see whether this number or the value inside this variable is an even number or is an odd number. So I have this number 1. I check what's the result of this expression. This gives us 1, but because 1 is not 0, then the if part is not executed, and I execute the else part. I just write out that odd 1. Now I take the next element from this list, or the loop execution continues. I will take 2. 2 module, or if I divide 2 by 2, there is nothing, the remainder is 0. Because it's 0, it is an even number, and I can write it even 2. Now I take the next element, which is number becomes 5. 5 is also odd number, and so on. So I will just visit every element and write out, depending on what's the result of this expression or this if conditional. Depending on that, I can write out whether it's an even or an odd number. And this is the idea, that usually if you have a list of elements, you have to loop over it. You have to check every element to do some operations. Currently we just checked whether it's an odd or an even number. Based on that, we just wrote something to the screen. And if we execute this code, in my example, there is no else part. So we just check if the number is even, and if it is, then it's written out that the even number is 2, 4, 6, and 234.